this is David Stark from WatcherPass.com, your website for movie reviews, interviews, and recommendations. Today I'm suited up and ready to talk to Betsy Sodaro, who plays Danny in Golden Arm, which releases in theaters and digitally on April 30th, 2021. We're going to talk to Betsy in just a second, but first let's check out the trailer, and while you're watching, if you can like and subscribe to this channel, that would be fantastic. It helps me out a lot. Thank you.
Be quick and explosive. You want to get the jump.
Which one of you buttholes is next?
Okay, Danny. Takes 8 pounds of pressure to break your humors.
We need a ringer. Oh, Danny!
I'm sorry I punched you in the breast.
No, it felt really cool.
Look who the cat dragged in.
Randy?
See you at the table, ladies.
Has this been wiped down recently?
She's got this.
We may just be in the presence of a golden arm. Weak, ineffectual.
Soft.
But she has got one damn powerful arm.
Scared yet?
I can smell your fear.
I am golden iron. You can't go out there with your balls out. You gotta get out there with your legs out.
Yeah.
Legs out!
Hey, Betsy.
What's up?
How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm pumped. I've got my arm wrap. I feel like we could start with maybe like a little arm wrestling that I imagine you'd probably just destroy me. So I don't know if I want to do that.
I mean, you look ready and prepared. You might destroy me, man. You look good.
There were lots of people that looked ready that you destroyed, that you and Mary destroyed in that film. So, you know.
Yes! Yes, we did.
Well, awesome. So thanks so much for joining me. This is Betsy Sodaro. She plays Danny in Golden Arm, which releases in theaters and digitally on April 30th, 2021.
Yeah.
So it was a surprise, right? Like I did not expect this movie to come out. Like I had no idea. I saw the poster. I was like, this is an awesome like 80s vibe. I'm like, oh, there's a lot, you know, this is like one of those old buddy like sports comedies, you know, like Dodgeball or like not Superbad, was it the Will Ferrell basketball one?
Oh, Semi-Pro?
Semi-Pro, yeah, like those kinds of films. And it's like strong female lead, it's got raunchy comedy, it's like everything you would want, and it just was a complete surprise. So
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. A lot of people are like, oh, okay, okay, just kind of a goofy sports movie. It's like, no, it's a little bit more than that. Yeah, like a raunchy buddy comedy, and it was just truly a dream come true.
So awesome. So I guess the first question is, you know, like this is a very unique film. How did you come across this? How did you get involved in this film?
So Maureen, I think it was 5 years. I believe she said it was 5 years ago, came to me being like, oh, Jenna and Anne-Marie asked me to shoot a sizzle reel for a script that they've written to kind of help get like financing or see if, as a pitch, essentially, like to help with the pitch for the movie, would you want to come in and just do a little bit in the sizzle reel? And Maureen, I love Maureen so much. I met her through UCB, and anything she does, I'm like, I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want. Let's do it. It'll be fun no matter what. I know it. So we shot that. And then it was just kind of like, all right, you know, that was fun. Who knows? And then a couple of years later, she was like, hey, remember that sizzle reel? So they're now doing a live table read for producers and companies and financiers. Would you want to come in and read for Danny? And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Because once again, anything for Maureen, whatever, it'll be fun. And then after that, it kept getting a little bit more and more like, oh, I think it's getting real. And during the table read, I was like, oh, this is really a fun world and a fun script that if anything were to happen, I would love to be in it in some way, some capacity. And then it started getting a little bit more like, I think it's going to happen. And Maureen was like, would you want to come on and be Danny? I was like, absolutely. Yes, please. What a dream. It would be so fun. So yeah, Maureen, it just kind of was just truly step by step by step. I was just kind of like, yeah, if you want, I'll totally, whatever you want, I'll do it. Like,
Yeah, maybe let me check my schedule. We'll
let me
see.
check my schedule. I'm open.
So you had like 2 or 3 years. I imagine you were just lifting weights that entire time, just like
Oh,
one arm
yeah.
bicep curls. Yeah.
Just pumping iron all day long. No, I fortunately my character, was praised for gaining weight. So I was like, oh yeah, I can keep doing that.
Anything for your craft.
Yes, yeah, anything for my craft.
And I know, so I talked to Anne Marie earlier, and she mentioned that she was like in a charity arm wrestling group, and like she'd gone to these events and even participated. Were you able to go to any of those in the build-up, or did you watch any of the like videos of these? I don't know, ladies of arm wrestling. I don't know what the league would be called, but
I watched some YouTube videos because I was like, wait, is this a world? Because we had like when it was starting to get kind of plausible, the movie, I went to dinner with like everybody, and Anne Marie was telling us about that, and I was like, wait, cool, man. And I started looking, and Maureen found some stuff happening in LA that I can't remember, I just think we weren't able to get to, but I was blown away that there was this world of ladies arm wrestling, and it's so cool.
it sounds a lot like underground wrestling, just kind of with the personas and the people coming out and just changing, like day to day I'm a office worker, I'm a lawyer, and then like at night I'm she was Scarlet O'Scara, I'm like the dark, I don't know what the names would be, but you just come out and they're full of energy and life.
I love that. And when she was telling us that too, where it was just like every type of person, yeah, a lawyer, a stay-at-home mom, a second grade teacher, that just that is so cool that there's a place that everybody can go and just kind of get silly and weird with a bunch of other people who are like, yes, I want to get silly and weird with you. Let's forget about our everyday things and let's just be these personas and arm wrestle and have a ball together. I love that so much. It really makes me happy. And there's, tons all over, like whether it's roller derby or bowl, whatever. And it really makes me happy thinking about that.
And it's also like, if you're at home and feeling alone right now, there is probably a group of people that you have a similar interest in, right? There's all these crazy groups and charities and things like that. Like you can go find your people if you want to. And this is a great example of that.
Because it feels like in college, that's kind of what it was all about. Like there were constantly, here are groups for you to hang out in, and then like kind of once you graduate, we're like, wait, am I allowed to still do that? Like find people with the similar interests and where we get to have fun together? And it's like, yeah, you can, and they're everywhere. It's really exciting.
Just to be clear, Watcher Pass does not advocate for fun. Stay in lane, stay proper. We don't yeah.
yes, exactly.
So you had worked with Mary before, right? Like you all have done some projects before.
Yeah.
So what was it like, reuniting with her and then the rest of this cast? Had you worked with them? I mean, I know a lot of them have been kind of in the comedy circles, so I imagine you've probably seen them, maybe worked with them. But what was that experience like?
It was truly like as I started kind of getting in the world of comedy and the world of television and film, it was that thing where for years I have dreamed of that. Like, can you imagine shooting a movie with all of your friends for a whole month in the summer in a cool city that you've never been to, but you then get to do all this cool stuff? And it totally happened. It truly felt like something that you hear about, but I would have never thought I'd get to do, because there was just such this, like, every single day, just this comfort and joy and excitement. there was never an ounce of like, oh, I gotta wake up early. It was always like, yes, let's get up at 5 a.m. and let's go have a blast all day long with all of my friends. And it was really cool because I got to get closer with people who I already considered like pretty good friends with. I got to get way closer and now have these unbelievable lifelong friendships like with Mary and Maureen and Eugene and just it was really it was just, I hope I get to do it again. That kind of vibe of like, it was such a cool little blip in life, and I hope I get to at some point. I really hope I get to do it again.
I love the way you described it because it sounds just like essentially Adam Sandler's business model. I think that's what he does. Like, it's you get all your friends, you go to some cool place, you film, you make something funny, and then you just do it again.
That's ever since I learned that that's like what he did. I was like, oh, how do I do that all the time? I want to do that all the time because it is just an immediate positive, cool energy, which makes it so comfortable for everybody to just do what they do well. Where you really get 100% from people.
Yeah, and it shows in the finished product. If everyone's having fun, like, the comedy is much more genuine, people are actually friends, then some of these friendships on screen will translate into the film. So that makes perfect sense. I do have to ask, was there any actual arm wrestling in the movie? Did you arm wrestle Anne-Marie? Did you arm wrestle anyone else?
There was a little bit off screen, of just kind of like, ooh, let's try. Like, I tried arm wrestling Dot a couple of times. She didn't budge, not 1 inch. I was like, come on, didn't move 1 inch. There was like a lot of people trying because everybody was like learning from Dot, being like, whoa, okay, let's try it on each other and stuff. But no mini tournament or anything, but
you can talk about, right? The first rule about the arm wrestling league is you don't talk about the arm wrestling.
First rule about mini arm wrestling tournament: you do not talk about mini arm wrestling tournament, or you'll be killed.
Or at least have your arm broken, which is probably just as bad. So I'd like to move to the lightning round. It's just very short, lightweight questions about the film and the characters, see how your experiences map onto that. You can feel free not to answer, but I try to keep them very answerable.
Okay, great. Okay. Ooh, fun.
First question. What is the hardest that you've trained for something?
Oh, I think high school soccer.
Oh, awesome. What position do you play?
I was a goalie. And I was very serious. I was like, I almost went to college for it, and then I was like, nope, gotta do theater instead. That's
the standard route for a lot of theater people. They try to make it professionally in soccer, and then they just go straight into theater.
Yes, classic.
There is a lot of acting in soccer. I love soccer, but there is some acting, so that makes sense.
I mean, you gotta get those fouls called on the other team, so you gotta go huge.
Do you like French fries?
Love them.
Good. That's the correct answer.
Oh my God, love them.
That was just such a
waffle
random fact.
cut, skinny, fat, crinkle, anything. Tater tots. I don't know if we consider those fries, but
I'll allow it. I'll have to get a ruling about that.
Okay, thank you. I actually felt weird asking if that was a fry, 'cause I'm like, it's not a fry, it's a tater tot. Love them.
Excellent. What would your arm wrestling name and gimmick be?
Ooh, that's good. What would mine be? Maybe oh God, maybe mine would be just like Powerade, and I just pound a bunch of Powerade.
Ooh, I like that. And then just dump it so your hand is a little sticky, so they
just
can't.
Sticky and nasty, and everybody's like, "Ew, you're gross." And you're happily chugging like a carbonated sports drink. That's gross.
You get in their head.
Yeah, exactly. It's very much a mental game. So I'll just weird people out and then have them forfeit.
Perfect. What would your hype song be?
Oh my God, this is a good one. Do you know the song "Better Off Alone" by Alice DJ?
No, but I'm gonna go Google it right after this.
I think that's one of my hype songs. Oh, you know what? Actually, "Sandstorm" by Darude.
All right.
That song rules.
Play them both. Yeah, just depending on your mood, you can play them
We
both.
should, or at the exact same time, to confuse people even more and weird
Mash
them
up.
out even more. There we
like
go.
it.
Yeah.
So I think I know the answer to this. Would you be a heel or a hero in your arm wrestling persona?
Oh, I think a heel, right?
I thought so too.
It feels sticky Powerade, confusing. It's just like, oh, everybody's like, get out of here. It's like, no, I'm here to stay, man. I'm Powerade.
Is there anything that you are deceptively talented at?
I can like juggle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I can
fantastic.
juggle and do like I don't know if I could still do it, but like unicycle stilts. Because when I was little, I saw a street performer and I was like, I have to do that for the rest of my life. And so my parents were like, okay. Like, and I taught myself how to juggle, do magic, do stilts, ride a unicycle. So all that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. That is a great skill.
Yeah.
Have you ever broken your arm?
I broke my wrist in soccer one season. That's it though. Oh, and one time my senior year of high school, after watching Macbeth, because we read it, no big deal, brag, read Macbeth, and then we got to watch the movie.
Sure.
I was laying on the ground in the classroom, and my friend Krista was on this side, and my friend Andy was on this side. Krista got up and then immediately fell and like landed on me and dislocated my shoulder. And it like popped out and then popped back in. And I had to my mom had to come take me out of school because it hurt so bad. And I had to go to the emergency room.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds painful.
Yeah, it was. And I was like laughing at first because my friend fell. Like, you idiot. And then I tried to sit up and I was like, I can't do this. And my mom had to come and they wheeled me out in a wheelchair.
Oh. Well, a good story, right? And,
Yeah.
I think reading Macbeth is probably painful. So, there's physical and mental pain associated with it.
Exactly. It is like that curse, that theater curse where you can't say Macbeth in the theater unless you're doing the show.
Oh.
And I think that just hit me, even though I was not in a theater. I was
Even before you were in theater, it just followed you.
Right. Yeah.
And then last question. Have you ever gotten into a bar fight?
You know what? The closest I came to one was we were at this bar in LA and it was somebody's birthday. Somebody had a backpack full of sparklers and we started just which is not cool. And they were like hardcore sparklers. And there was like 30 of us with these sparklers and they had to shut the bar down. And some dude started getting in my face about it. Kind of with everywhere. We were pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, can I say? I'm sorry.
That's fine. No, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, you can bleep it. We were not being cool.
Yeah.
And he started getting in my face and I was just like, hey man, it's a birthday, chill out. But that's the closest I've gotten to a bar fight.
That's a pretty good story though.
Yeah.
And so the film comes out April 30th, 2021, digitally and in theaters. I imagine you're promoting the film. What's next for you? I printed out your IMDb profile for the interview, and I was like, there's so many pages here. There must be. There's so much you've done, and I'm sure like the most important one for my girls is you were in Trolls World Tour, which they were excited to hear.
Oh yeah, yep. I was Clampers. Yes.
Yeah.
I got to live in Kelly Clarkson's hair, so that was a dream come true.
That does sound like a fantastic experience. But yeah, what's next for you?
Cool.
I'm sure you have so much else on the horizon.
I'm on another cartoon called Duncanville, which is on Fox. on Sundays, and the second season is premiering on the 23rd of May. So that's coming up. And then me, Mary, and Maureen, we wrote a horror movie that we're now like taking out to places because we are trying to relive Golden Arm,
experience.
where it's like, how do we make another thing with all of our friends? Yeah, and then just some other like writing and other stuff just kind of coming out. But yeah,
I am excited for that horror film. I watch a lot of horror, so I'm looking forward to it. Fingers crossed.
Yes, I love it so much. I love horror so much. It's the most fun.
So
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for joining me. This is Betsy Sodaro in Golden Arm, which releases April 30th, 2021.
Woo! Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
This was a blast.
That was Betsy Sodaro, who plays Danny in Golden Arm. Golden Arm is releasing in theaters and digitally on April 30th, 2021. So you can check it out. You can have a nice workout, get your biceps ready, and then go hit the theater. Or you can watch it at home. Up to you. And please do, because if you don't, I think Betsy might beat me up. If you like this interview, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot to make sure all my new interviews go straight to you. And as always, please go to watchyourpass.com for all your movie reviews, interviews, and recommendations. Thank you.